flowers are going to be in black and white. Backgrounds in color, the flowers will be in black and white. All right, as you see, it's just a circle of some sort, right? So you think of where are you going to have your center point at. Okay, so for just purposes of doing this, obviously once again we have a circle. Okay, and you take the middle, what you want to represent as the middle line, and you kind of sketch where the middle line would be, obviously a circular curve. All right, and you do the same thing on the other side, which gives you your axis. All right, so your circle center will be somewhere in here. All right, and what you will do is work from dark into the light. The inside will always be the darkest, and it kind of goes out. All right, but now I just kind of framed this thing in a way that will look kind of like an eyeball, but obviously you're going in this direction. Okay, pretty much it would be straight, but it's just been turned. Okay, so now you have pretty much, for all intents and purposes, an oval. I'll do another one that's kind of straight on, more traditional. In hindsight, I probably could have made this a little larger, but I'll just do two examples of it. All right. When doing flowers and florals, it would be best if you had a very decent, pretty good half-inch flat. All right, that maintains a very good wedge. I do have brushes separate from all the rest that I just, in most normal circumstances, I just use just for florals. And I'm going to pretty much use that one. All right. Okay, once again, these are in black and white. So I am going to use probably some super dark gray. I'm not going to use totally. I'm not going to just really put it in really dark black. And I'm going to go right from the center and then go outward. So right here from the center. And you know, once we get into it, you can shape it any way you pretty much want, but kind of maintain that oval, like so. When it comes to doing your petals and stuff, you can kind of play around with it. All right, so I'll keep it much like this. Okay, so this is mainly your center. All right, now as you would go outward, now I'm gonna keep this perfectly closed, so it'll be somewhat looking like that. But we're gonna kind of, just won't be such a sharp circle that you'll see. As I gradually lighten the outside. So I'm just adding more white to the black. And we'll do our shading and such accordingly. All right, so we'll come around here. We'll frame this in. I'm not adding any glycerin or anything to this because it's glycerin and everything on this background. The background, I used a series of colors, but the red is very prevalent. And what I did was I used dry paint on a dry canvas and just scumbled all the colors on. Then I took some glycerin and white and just rubbed the colors all over the place. Like I say, the red and the purple are kind of prevalent, which is why you see that. I just added titanium white here in the center and just spread it outward. Then I took a very soft, large mop brush and I did the blending and such. So you can see colors underneath all of this purple, whatever. Okay. Anyway, here it is. Once again, the bowl. All right. And I'll just kind of softly blend all that together a little bit there. I can extend that darkness. That's no problem. I'll just take a little touch of black go into the circle, go into the middle here, and just kind of softly. You see how I can just kind of bring that shape back out again. All right, now remember you have to think closed. All right, okay. So what I'll do is I'll emphasize it being closed by doing a little highlight on the edge itself. All right, I'll let's consider the light source right now. I'll just add a little bit more white to the gray that we have. There's glycerin all over this board, so I don't have to use glycerin on the flower itself. So let's say I want the light source to hit, maybe around, well, obviously probably just around in here. So I'll just get a nice little shine in this direction here. And I'll just take white. There's plenty of gray and stuff going around in here. So I'll just kind of put the intensity anyway in this area. Keep it in a circular motion. Okay. So we know that at least the bright part of this will be in that direction there. Okay. All right, and we're going to just start building petals right off of this. Once again, it's a closed rose. Okay, I'm just going to take some white, probably put it on the corner of the brush. Once again, this brush is pretty, holds a pretty firm edge, and mainly I want an edge. All right, so on this edge here, all right, is where you'll kind of really give a nice sharpened edge here. Right around in here. Okay, and then I'll just kind of pull it down. And now we're thinking of separate little petals. I'll brighten this as we go along. Right now I'm just gathering a nice little shape for one of the petals here. I'll kind of curve it in like that and much like that. So we'll start off with something like that for right now. I'll brighten it. You can use other brushes to soften your colors. Right now I'm just building where I want certain things. All right, something like that. Once again, what I'm really concerned about is the edge. Okay, we're gonna get some more white paint. And once again, I'm just gonna emphasize really the edge here. And really pronounce that edge. I'll strengthen that edge even more. And you're just slowly building the edge there. Really bump up that edge. I'm just using pure titanium white because once again, this is just a black and white flower. And I'm getting rid of the bottom. I can brighten it, I can curve it. Okay, really curve it in there. Like so. Oh, let's add a nice little, we'll give it a little bit of a bend, but we'll curve it around and give it another little bend here. Okay, and I'll take it, once again, I'm emphasizing edges. I'll kind of curve it up around like that. And just, if you see how I'm doing this, and I'll make this one here meet in this direction. Emphasizing once again where the highlight would be, where the light side would be on this guy. I'll get an edge on the side. Oh, right around here. I can make it kind of disappear off of that, just like this. A lot of shading. Okay, playing with lights and darks and such. So we got something going around in here. Oh, let's kind of make that a little stronger. And maybe I'll put 3 here, so I'll just kind of get a nice little curve right around here. Okay. All right. I probably can get away with a few more. So I'll go back into my titanium white and maybe something around in this part here. And once again, I'm just getting rid of the rest. Just want to kind of curve it around. Really emphasize that edge around the darkness. It brings your flower out. I'll just give a nice strong press here that really emphasize there, like that. And then we'll just kind of curve that around and get a little something right in there. Okay. So you see it really slowly starting to form here. Okay. All right. You can do this with a darker, deeper color. Also, I'm gonna just dip into my black. We're doing the same thing, but we're gonna do it in reverse. We're doing it with a darker color. Okay. So once again, I'm getting a little bit of well, it's really dark gray more than anything. Now, when it comes to going over on this other side, okay, remember we're gonna cup it. This looks cupped. It looks going in this way. All right, you can do the same thing out here. You're gonna cup it in, give it a little push so you can get a nice edge. That edge has to be emphasized a little bit more. Since we're using black and white, it has to be more toward the black side. Like so. Okay, just like that. You see this edge there? It's starting to kind of form. And then I'm brushing outward. But in a kind of a circular motion. And I'm gonna darken this side. And when you cover over here, you can lighten it. Marry the two edges together there. Okay. So we're playing light and shade in the darkened area. You can come over here, give it a little push. And once again, you're playing around with the darkened shade on the darkened areas here. But you still see the darkened edge in there. Inside of the floral, I'm gonna go straight black, and like you would do any circular kind of floral, we're gonna go, let's just say, we'll pop in a little baby dot right in here, just like that. We'll put the dot right there. You can easily see it. So we're gonna put the dark stuff circular in here like this and go downward. Come in here, you're going like almost in the opposite direction. We'll put the dark stuff where the light stuff is. Okay. And you play around with it a little bit. Even if you have to just do a line, all right, if you're just starting, even a few curved lines in there. And we're gonna go opposite on the dark side. You're gonna add the lighter areas. Because the light is hitting from the back of the flower or front. It's just gonna be shown, obviously, not here, but it'll be shown on the other side where it catches it. So I'm going back into my lighter gray. Obviously it won't be super bright white, but it will be lighter than the opposite color. And you can play around with this. If it's too light, you can darken it up. up around in here. Come on around in here, make curved lines. And play around with it a little bit. And you try to get them kind of circular. I'll get rid of that dot there. Okay. We're going to start to form little petals. Even though they're in straight black, we're going to start forming cute little petals on the outside edges. You give it a push and go. Give it a nice little push and keep it in its circular kind of motion there. You're going to need to, and once again, this is just raw paint. I use heavy body paint. And you just kind of keep folding and molding little petal shapes in there. Curve it around. Do another one in here. And we'll kind of pop one around in here. Okay. Now, might seem a little drastic, but you can always fade that. I'm just drying off my 1/2-inch brush very well. And I can kind of tap that in so it's not as abrupt. Okay. Just kind of tap it, smooth it out a little bit. All right. Okay. Let's start to kind of put some outside things flaring around out there. So let's go back into our white. I want a deeper gray, not as dark as what you've seen before. All right, but we will emphasize once again dark and light. All right, so we'll start to kind of give some flipped petals out here, and we're gonna just I'll sketch it out here like something like that. One out here like that. I'll just kind of pop them out there like this. I'm going inward. Something like that. I'll do the same thing here. And there's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because right now I'm going to go in reverse. I did the quote-unquote lighter portions out here, right? I'll pop one in here like this. All right, you don't see no edges yet. I'm just cleaning up some brush. Now I'm going to go into my dark color. I'll just add a little touch of black in there. I'm just mixing black into the gray that I have. All right. Because you need contrast. This is all about contrast, especially if you're painting in black and white. And I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to aim it outward. As long as this is a little bit darker than what you've previously put on it, just have to be a little darker. And you got, here you got that nice contrast. I'll blend that in a little bit there. Okay, it can probably be a little stronger. You never really know until you apply it in there. All right, I still want a difference in its contrast, so it can do to be a little darker. Okay, and then I'll just kind of blend that edge like so. And we're gonna do the same thing with the rest. But put it into that darker gray. You don't want it as dark as what you got in here, because it's going to catch a little bit of light, even if it's just very little. Right up in here, do the same thing. Kind of play around with it and have it catch a little bit. We're going to add some of that in here. Okay. And I'm just gonna blend that in a little bit. Okay, just like that. Just a little bit of darkness down below here. It kind of helps out there, like that. And you'll see what's going on in a minute. I'll just rinse off my brush again. Let's go into nothing but white. So we can kind of emphasize a little bit of the edge. Maybe not totally white, but a very light gray. It's still the shadow side. So I'm gonna play around until I get a value that I like. Okay. And then I'll come out here and I won't give a push. I'll just do one of these numbers here. Okay. And kind of pop it in there. Push and just lift really fast. Like so. And you'll see it start to form here. I don't want a real hard, super accented edge because we're not on the lit side. So I'm just pressing, going inward. All right. I still want to give the impression of a, look at this. I'm just getting a nice shaded side there. And I don't really want anything really pronounced. Something like that. Still got that bowl shape in there. You still see separate petals. All right, and that's great, just like that. We're gonna mess around in here to really bring out the bowl. All right, I'm going to get some black, which will make the preceding petals really pop out. So right here down below, just kind of outline that right in here like this. Get it pretty fairly dark. And all I'm doing really is just gonna pronounce the petals that will be on the outside of that. It doesn't have to be a very sharp line, and I will show you. Now I got a small brush here that I can kind of smooth this over. Remember, the board is still somewhat wet, and I'll just kind of soften that edge a little bit there. I'll keep playing with it there. This poor brush is had better days. I'll put it to you that way. I'm just smoothing it out a little bit, just kind of. All right, that's fine. This is the lit area anyway, but you'll see the difference in a second. All right. We're gonna get some more white. We're gonna make a lighter gray. So I'm just bringing that white into the gray. And I'm gonna shape out some petals in this. Okay, so since we're coming out this way, let's do something. Let's create a fold in here like this. Kind of just like that. And we're gonna almost create a backward smile. Block all of this in. This will help in the bowl shape also. I'm kind of bring it to a point over there. Okay. Okay. Actually, I want to curve that more into the dark right in here. So let's take that and bring it this way. Just like that. We'll kind of bring it in around in here. I want it kind of curved a little more. As long as it's surrounded by some darkness, it sets it off better. So it'll look much like that. Hopefully we're still in focus for you guys. Now, I need more white. I'm doing this and I'm doing it in black and white because you can learn so many different things about values and such. All right, totally white because this is the lit side. And remember here, I'll put the dot right there. Your strokes will come right up on top of that, up there. All right. So now we're gonna give that extra push. You push, see that little room of paint? Very important. That push, you press, and you go in the direction of that dot, and you slowly lift up. Push, press, go in the direction. I'm going pretty slow here, so you guys can see. Up toward the high point, it's pretty much centered. But you see a little rim right there? That's the important part. That's the part you need. As long as it's very bright and you just give it that nice sharp curve in there like that. And you know, you can highlight it, you can brighten that up a little bit there. Give it a nice little point if you can. Just like so. And once again, it just adds to it being curved. Okay. All right, so we got that established. Make that go away real quick. All right. So we'll do some things up in here also. We'll go back into our very light gray. I'm gonna add a little bit of black to this white that I've already had, just to build up the softness or build up the shadow of that petal in there, the inside petals. And once again, I'm just dealing with different values of gray in this. Okay, so I can just take this deep value here and we can play around. We'll play around with some stuff on the outside. We'll kind of go out here like this. All right, so we got one here. Maybe something larger over here, and it kind of comes around in this, somewhere in this area right in here. All right, and we'll kind of fade it into that little dark area right there. All right, we'll start with that at least. Going with total white, because I don't want to spend a million years on this. So, and now we'll start to give it a nice little push of color and press and ring it inward. Because remember, this is the side that's going to have its this is going to have its we'll put two here. So we got one curved in that way. Okay. All right. And we'll come over here on the other side and we'll give it a press and then we'll give it a curve. I can hold, well, let's get that stronger. I can hold my brush at any kind of way, make a little point if I want. And kind of direct the strokes wherever I want. I'll get a point here and then come on in. Come on in here. I can have one overlap the other one also if I desired, like this. I don't have to have the striations all over the place. Okay. All right. Let's there we go. Let's pop that here. I can probably get a fold in here. Now, you see I'm going on the outside. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reverse that. You see the outside fold? As it curves and go in, okay, I'm going to continue the fold like that, like that, like that. And but this time I'm pulling in the opposite direction. Like that. I'll kind of curve it around if I want. I'll highlight that to show you and emphasize that fold, that turn in the petal. It starts right here. A little push and you're going in that direction. like so. Okay. Now, since this fold is out here towards us, you can strengthen it, brighten it up a little bit, or you darken the other one. You can darken that one. Okay. All right. So let's add another, yeah, right here. We'll add another, and then come downward like that. And then I'll just take what's inside. You see this? Curve it, because you're thinking of bowl or like a ball shape. And it's the highlighted part, so you keep passing it through. Now we have another petal, which now emphasizes even more the curve. So everything is rounded. You follow me? Let's take some of this paint. Now that the stuff in the middle is a little more dried up, I'll just add just a couple of turns in here. Okay. And kind of aim them. But they're on the outside here. So I can kind of aim them in this direction. These are the fellows that are in the inside, kind of poking up at you, saying hi. Okay. Just like that. All right. We can emphasize. If your brush is too thick with paint, you got to get rid of it because you still want to emphasize an edge, which is what I want to do. I want to emphasize an edge on that petal right here. There we go. I want to emphasize edge and whip the excess down a little bit. Okay. Give me a stronger one there. Curve it around. Remember, always emphasize an edge. Let's have it go this way a little bit. Kind of like that. And so you see, once again, we're about 30 minutes in or so, and you emphasize those edges in there. Okay, like I said, this one is bald and going in that direction. And you keep them formed in that direction. It's still kind of a covered cabbage rose. All right. I'm going to get a softer gray. And we'll get a little wedge thing happening here because I want to see this little dark spot here. Let's kind of come here and something like that. All right. So we got this little wedge thing happening there. Okay. So I didn't clean off my brush. I'm still using a little bit of white. And we'll just pop a quick edge in there. Just a little touch and make it disappear a little bit. And what makes that stand out is that I'm going a little bit beyond the edge of the pellet itself. And sometimes it just needs a nice little firm press of bright there. There. There, and I just kind of get a nice little point there. I use my finger, I'll kind of. But anyway, there you go. This is one. All right, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's get some. I'll do it this way. Let's press, wiggle, and get a point like that. We'll press, wiggle, come up, get a little point. And we'll do these in various directions here. And I'm just going to kind of pop them in there like this. What's important when you're doing something like this is emphasize the points. All right, because once it gives a sense of direction of where you're aiming these guys, you can pop in a little bit of white in them. Overall, they're kind of obviously a deep gray. Put some brighter ones in there, but you know they're once again they're fairly deep color. I don't really want it the color of the leaves, because once again you're trying to emphasize that these guys are out there. Okay. So I want them a little darker to emphasize what you got here. You can kind of mash them together, put them in next to each other. I'm pressing wiggle and get that, once again, get that point going. Okay. Coming in here, a little more solid black. Once again, I'm framing these fellas. So I can frame it without adding just a solid black color. All right, some of these little wiggle leaves kind of gives you that little flavor of foliage in them. Okay, just like so. And it kind of kills some of that over purple pink that I got going on there. We'll put some stragglers way out here, because there's going to be leaves out here and other flowers. So we'll kind of do some little straggled things hanging around back there. They don't have to be connected to anything, just floating around out there. But you can see, you know, the patterns, and you know they're out there. It's pretty cool. It's not too bad. I'm just getting a little dot of water, loosening up a little bit of paint. Okay, and I can play around with a little bit of white in some of these here, and kind of mix them in there. Go another direction, just like that, just to kind of cover it up a little bit. All right, okay. Let's start adding some of my, these are my favorites, the traditional kind of rose leaves, kind of stylized. I'm just getting another touch of black. Another touch of white. Okay, we're gonna continue on here. Let's, like I say, forgive me if you see a little bit of, well, I should be able to, no, I'll keep it here. I'll keep it here for right now. All right, let's get a little bit of black, because we want to see, I'm getting a pinch of white, but man, he's black. We're gonna seal this flower. All right, so let's go into here, right here in this little groove right in here with black. I'm gonna try to keep it as close to, we'll keep it somewhere around there, and then we'll just kind of flesh it out right in here. Oh, like that. Let's go to a point like that. All right. Okay. My paint is, not my paint, yeah, well, the glycerin's starting to harden up here, get tacky. So I'm dipping a little bit of glycerin on my palette, and I'm mixing it into the black a little bit here. Okay, it's just gonna make it a little smoother. And I'll put the familiar leaf patterns that you always see me do here. This is not the lesson part, because it's really painting the actual flower itself. That technically could be a little bit larger, but you know, she'll be all right. It'll work. We'll do a larger one. We'll do a larger one right in here. We'll kind of Now, if I end up going over it like I just did, that's all right. We can take the white and we can embellish that. Don't worry about that. We'll make this one a little bit larger. We'll have this one reaching out there. Okay, something like that. All right. That's the middle of the flower. That's the middle. I'm just dipping into it with a wee bit of glycerin to loosen up this paint. This is thick acrylic paint. Okay, and then I'll kind of add a little more character to this fella, like that. So he's a little larger. He's reaching out a little bit, like that. Just like so. He's a little wild looking. All right. We still got two. Okay. Where am I going to put the third one? I can put the third one up in here. Well, I probably will, just because of the smaller leaves in there. And it gives me, help me work on some contrast with these guys. I really want to put it down here, but I'm gonna leave that alone, and we'll kind of pop one here. We'll have it go in this direction like that, and then I kind of do it like this. Okay, and like that. It is really the customary triangle shape that you see me do so often. Okay, let's add some highlights and some shadows to that, okay? All right, let's go with our, we'll do the shadow side. I'll just take a little bit of white into the glycerin black that we have, and this will be our shadow side. All right, this should be more than enough. And we'll start, this is our shadow side, so we'll work it here. Press, pull, and go on in. And this is once again our shadow side, okay? I don't have to add too much brightness to the shadow side. You need to see a little bit of striation, a little tonal difference to which you're probably seeing right now with it. I'll bring that in a little bit more, just like that. All right. This one's gonna go opposite. We're gonna put the shadow side on the bottom here. Okay. I'm just cleaning off the brush real quick. And we'll just use straight titanium white for its lit side. I'm debating whether I should glycerin. Well, I'm gonna add just a little touch of glycerin. I'm gonna separate it from the rest of the white. I don't want glycerin all in that titanium white. All right, we're gonna come out here, press, pull, make it disappear. Press. Okay, I'm getting some more, because it does thin out the glycerin a little bit. Or, I'm sorry, it does thin out the white paint a little bit. Okay. There. Gives it kind of a very wild look. Okay, we're going to come out here and do the same thing. Press, bring it in. I'm turning the brush around also. Give it a little push there, just like that. It does give it kind of a crazy look with the striations there on that one side. I'm going to I did not highlight this side yet, but that's all right. We'll add the stripes right now. Much like that. Let's kind of emphasize that stripe there, or the center vein. All right. Okay. Let's pull back a little bit and you'll see what your flower. Move into some more black. Now this one, well actually, let me do this for you. Once again, we'll start off with a circle again. This one we'll probably do more or less dead on. All right, but we'll put it right in, oh, who knows, somewhere around here. Something like that in here. I'll make it a little larger. This one's gonna be a little more closed in. So we'll make him a little larger right up in here. So this one here generally this is straight. It's like that. Okay, all right. We'll get a little bit of black. I did not wipe the white off my brush. And we're just gonna kind of do the general circle, just like this. All right, just like that. Oh, the dead center obviously should be pitch black or something real close to it. All right, I'm not gonna take the gray off my brush, and we'll just kind of actually here, just darken that anyway, like that. Let's get some white. I got white on the brush. We'll just kind of come around. Well, it'll brighten up in a second. I'll just add more white. But right now, you're not gonna really tell the difference. But that's all right. You will in a minute. Actually, this is fine. What I just did, it's okay. All right, so circle. This is more straight on, okay? All right. We'll put the dot right there. You easily see that. All right, so you're gonna, once again, it's a closed rose. It's pretty much a dead on shot, okay? And we'll just take a rim of white, because the outside edge, the edges are what's really gonna be the selling point to this. We'll start from the inside going out. So if you wanna frame this guy, all right, I'm gonna just give it a little push, a little stronger push than that. Really, see how that little circle, and they're kind of ragged? If you can get them ragged looking like that, all the better, really. But we're going to, everything's gonna kind of, I don't have to make them really super even. I just press it like this and bring it down. That's a petal right there. Watch. Well, here, let's bring a stronger edge and curve it. We'll curve this one too. And watch this. Keep it that bowl shape. Okay. All right. We can do the same here. Kind of curve it around. Right here, we'll just kind of curve it this way. I'm at a weird angle, so forgive me. But in case you did do something like what I just did, okay, where you make some of that disappear, it can always come back. All right. What I am looking for right now is more or less pronounced edge, like right in here. See that, and kind of bring it in like that. Come here, do it again. Bring that edge out there. We'll brighten that up a little bit. In case you overdo it, you always return that edge. Just like so. Don't be caught up on just that one petal, because you'll be adding more. Okay. You can do the same thing for that fellow over there. I'm running out of white. You'll be running out of it. What if you choose to do a black and white flower? You'd be surprised how much white you'll burn through. And trust me, I'm burning through plenty. But it's all right. All right. Here, let's do the same thing with this one and kind of just frame it a little bit better than what I have been doing here. Just like that. You kind of frame it in. This you can make kind of disappear a little bit if you would like. It's all right, because there'll be other stuff added in there. I do need more white because I ran out. Like I say, this guy here is pretty much dead on. And I'm doing it in black and white to show you tonal values and how you can make this happen for you in whatever color you choose. Okay. All right, let's add, let's continue on with the petal here, right here, right here, right here, right here. You see that? And once again, pop it in there and you're traveling just like so. Okay. And we're really emphasizing, once again, curves. Let's go here. Let's start from here. And really emphasize that curve. See that? If anything, emphasize that curve, the curvature. Okay. All right. And you can kind of see what's going on there. All right. It's the folds, it's the lines that's helping to sell this image. You got me? All right, let's go on the other side, where you would pretty much do the same thing, but you're doing it upside down. All right, so it would be like, well, let's strengthen this one for a second. And kind of pop that up there. And then we'll just have it cover right here. Here, 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 here. Okay, and then we're gonna come here and we'll push this way. And then that way. And you're turning it around. Okay. It's like that. If you don't want the striations, lightly go across it. All right, it's really up to you if you want the striations or not. All right. Let's brighten this up a little bit. I'm just going to take it and just add a little more white to it. Brighten it up a little bit. Add a little more love up here too. Now, as I'm adding these shadings to it, you can also make it, you can darken them out also. Okay. So it's really however you want this, what your florals represented and presented. All right. All right. I'll get my little softy brush here and we'll start to pat and fade and see this and kind of mellow all that out a little bit. Okay. So you can always get it really mellow, really relax them. They don't always have to be super in your face. They don't have to be really in focus. All right, I'm getting more titanium white as I'm talking to you here. Oh, let's go right here from the bottom, right here, right here, right here. Let's curve it. Get that curve in there. Really curve it. The closer you are, the more extreme the curve also. I can even create another petal within a petal like this. See that? But I'm still keeping with the shadow. Very, very important that you do that. Okay? Very important that you do that. In here, where this dot is, you can kind of play around with some kind of nice little swipey edges here. All up in there like this. See that? Kind of tease them in there a little bit. They don't have to be symmetrical. Just like that. All right. Because they're all scrunched in there. Okay. All right. Once again, playing with light and shade and bringing all of this out. Oh, we'll go with some jet black here. Let's see if I got enough of it. We're really gonna play in, I think we'll play here in this corner, right in here like this. Have it strong here, and we'll fade it into like that, kind of keep that curve going though. And we'll kind of play around in this like this. And we'll kind of bring it out here like this. So we got the makings of a leaf here. Actually, we'll thicken it out. We'll make it a petal instead. Sorry. Oh, we'll come out here. Something like this. All right. Now we'll bring this out a little bit. Because we're going to make this guy grow a little. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's get a little more black. We'll start shaping. We'll do two things at once here. Actually, let's kind of do it this way. We'll just start the petal first. We'll do a petal first, right here. The leaf will be, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm getting things mixed up. That's actually the leaf. It's not a petal, it's a leaf. So we got a leaf there. The petal is out there. We're gonna do petals all around in here. All right. Let's kind of pop one around in this area right here. We'll just get him a squat one right there. All right. And get my dip into a little bit of glycerin in here. Loosen up this black paint just a tad. And we'll be a little more discerning with this leaf here. Like that. And we'll kind of pop him in there like this. Like that. And bring him in there like so. Okay. All right. Darken that up a little bit. Who cares? All right. Something like that. And we're just shelling these things out right now. Nothing special. We'll put one on the far end over here on the bottom right hand side. We'll just transform this into a leaf right in here. Just like that. We'll just give him another squat leaf there. Okay, just like that. So we'll make one there. And we'll make little petals for this guy up around in that area. All right, let's get a little bit of white. All right, a little bit of white, a little deeper gray. I ran out of black, but that's okay. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Okay. Let's start doing some petals real fast. Let's kind of pop them in here like this. Your petals can come right in front of the proposed leaf, like that. All right. We'll have one here kind of come out like that, and we'll make it kind of disappear in there like, well, let's make it go at least past that, like that, and then we'll kind of make them disappear in there like that. In the back there, we're gonna do another one. Back here, let's have one kind of come here like this, and we'll curve it. We'll curve them in like so. Okay. We'll have another one. It comes from the outside. We'll kind of curve them out like this. Really pop them in there. And then we'll curve him in like that. All right. Yeah, we should be all right with just that for right now. Let's do something with the leaves right now. Let's get a little bit of white. We'll accent get a little glycerin. I'm gonna accent the bright ones first. So we'll do the highlights first. We'll do it from over here. Not enough white, and it's okay. There. We're talking about pure contrast here. There. Just like that. That brightness gotta really hit there. Something like that. Okay. All right. I kind of like, we'll keep this in shade and we'll just brighten up this one. Put it right in there, boom. Just like that. All right. Okay. Now, as you can see, the half side is fairly dark in itself. I have 0 black, but we'll make it happen. Only need a little dot of it anyway, because we're nearly done. I'm hoping that this will help some people out, one in particular. Even if you do it from a photograph, the concept is still the same. I'm using nothing but jet black, and we're gonna get those striations going here. Nothing but jet black, no, straight from the tube black. Okay, so these can actually be fairly dark. Once again, it adds to the contrast, like so. And I can add some shadow to this, so we can play around in this area here and kind of fade it out a little bit. Put some shadow in there, play around. Okay, and I can smooth that out, obviously. I'll just take this, kind of pat that a little. Okay. All right. And we're going to come out of here and do the same thing. Add it right in there. See, that very deep, stark black is creating that natural contrast. So anything that's that dark automatically gets set inward. You follow me? All right. Just like that. Instant super shadow, a really good look. I can come here with this jet black right up around in here, right, and spread it outward, which will bring this ball out even more. Okay, all around in here, add some dark, all up in here. Emphasize that dark so it brings the bowl out more. Okay, like so. Let's kind of tease this a little bit more. And we can kind of fade it out there, right into that pink. There we go. Brush that out there. Soften it a little bit. Make it disappear. All right. All right. Okay. Let's clean up this. This is all done with a 1/2-inch flat brush. All right. All right. Let's go into our white. Titanium white. We're going to get a little bit of glycerin to loosen up this paint just a tad. Then we're going to bring this on home here. Now, even though I'm painting on the tape itself, okay, I'm just acting like the tape is not there. One, it gives you great practice. Give it a little push so you can emphasize that edge, and then come on in. Edge, go on in there. Edge, pop it on there. Edge. You see that? See how it's starting to look? Put it up there. You see that? I can kind of do it at a point, curve it in there. Let's kind of create one that's disappearing in there like that. All right, so we're going to create another one. It wasn't designed for me to do another one, but we're going to do another one anyway, right in there. See this? Go on in there. There it is. Come on, drag it in there. Right in there, just like that. Okay. Now, as you get better at this and you start to see more things, you get more confident. You know, you can make other petals just come out of nowhere. It's like, for instance, right here. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Look, you can put another petal right on top of another petal. Because you still get that dark to play around with. See this? So I just put another petal on top of another petal. Okay. Entirely up to you how you want this to play out. All right, more white into the glycerin paint that I have, which is a little contaminated with the other black and probably a little bit of pink and whatever else is going on. Let's go out here for a second. Let's kind of rim this outside with a petal right out here. And you're bringing it. Now this is pure outside petal here. You're not going to see most of it. Well, you'll see some of it, but not all because it's kind of surrounded by that tape, but that's okay. All right, you see what I just did there, right? But watch what happens when, once again, this is not bright. Doesn't have to be. I'll add a little touch of black that'll grade it out even more. Let's get a right here. Let's get one coming out and then in like that. And then we're going to come here and we're going to kind of see that. Now it's another folded petal right in there. We just blocked it off. It's not super bright white. Doesn't have to be, but it does need to be blocked in like that. All right. But it's in there. You see how the outside is curved. So we're still continuing with that curvature. Extremely important to do that. Let's get some white again. Bright. Pure titanium white. The edge is so important. Give it a little push and curve. Push, curve, push, curve it, push. It's going to get straight toward the center. And then there. Curve it right in there. If you don't want the striations, don't put the striations in there. Wipe them out. Like that. Okay. All right. Let's add, let's give it a little rim, add some more stuff right in here. Like that. Just kind of make them disappear in there. What come out this way here. Now it's on the tape, so it really doesn't matter about any edges. The striation is important. Okay, now we can come out here and add kind of an edge here, just like that, and kind of guide it in there. Okay, just like that. All right, let's get another edge of white so we can paint in the centers, like so. Boom, paint that center in there. Bam, another one right here. Shoo. Just like that. All right. Okay. As I'm looking at it here, willy-nilly, I guess I'll get some mixed, maybe down here, what got press. You can't see it. I'll do one. All right. I'll do one here, like that. We'll pop a couple of them in here. I'll draw, actually, I'll move it downward, down here. They're a little bit lighter in color. We're going different directions with it, like that. You can kind of pop them in there fairly quickly. And that's what I'm going to do. These, once again, they're a little bit lighter in color. It's all right. Okay, I'm getting some more black, little teas of white in there, and we'll just kind of pop them in there. Like I say, many different directions. We'll just kind of pop them in uneven, pop some dark ones in there, give it a little bit of contrast even in these guys. All right. Spread them out and kind of open it up a little bit. We'll come in here. Come on, bring a couple of them out that way. Get another touch of white though. Kind of wiggle it in there like that. Come in this way. It's all right. Do that again. Come out this way. All right, we just kind of pop it in there. I'm hoping that this shows well for you guys. Very thin. Kind of go off the page a little bit like that. And then we'll have it kind of circle around like that in front of a leaf. Kind of curl around like so. It kind of joins these jokers together. Pretty cool. All right. Oh, maybe we'll have one kind of loop around this plant here. Come on around, don't be scared. Have it kind of twist and turn and curl in front of a leaf. Some things happening there. It's just an adjustment in settings that I have not done, because this is actually the first time in a very, very long time I actually use this thing, at least for my artwork. All right, I think that should be really about it. I would have to physically move this camera back even more just to get a good shot of the whole painting. It's just the way the camera's made. It's really not back far enough for you guys to get a good shot of it, but maybe I can adjust it to where we get the best of both worlds. Oh, I'll put it right here on top of the paint. Doesn't matter right now. I'd like to thank you for watching this. Once again, I hope it shows somebody something. Okay. All right. Now, doing stuff with glycerin, sometimes, all depending on the tape and how you have it. Now, this is Scotch tape, so sometimes a lot of this glycerin won't. How did I do this one? Sometimes it won't cut through, or it's very difficult for glycerin to cut through. It maintains a fairly decent sharp edge, usually. This one isn't really too bad. I guess it kept it pretty decently. All right. So, all right. Like I said, I think this is pretty much in sharp focus. I think you guys are good. With this camera, I do have to use 2 lenses. Okay, I know you got a much cleaner signal coming off of this one also. I don't have to press the button as much on this camera. So, anyway, here it is. All right. They're both closed roses, closed cabbage roses. I didn't use photo reference, but the theory and the concept behind a closed rose is pretty much the same. You've got a fairly deep inside, okay, especially toward where everything, all the roses, the petals are forming. All right, it's fairly deep. Even though I got this one at an angle, still the roundness is there, the direction is there. This one's more at us. This one's off to the side going that way. Okay, but it's still represented the same. Hopefully if I photograph this right, you can see some of the translucency of the petals. You'll still see some of that purple pink going through some of these petals here. Okay, but the majority of it is closed. The open leaf thing I did because naturally a petal rose will do that. If you got them all kind of closed, it looks like a bulb. Okay, unless you want to paint a bulb or an onion, and it'll look like that. All right. I think we're good, really. Like I said, this is very bleached out. You'll see it in its truer form in the beginning of the video. You know, when I do the video. All right. I think enough. I'm done talking. All right. Write in the comments. Give me something to work with here. Let me know what you think. If you like it, if you didn't like it, you know, you gotta let me know. How can I help you guys out if I don't know what it is that you really need? But I seen a buddy of mine attempt one. He didn't fare so well, so maybe this help him out in doing his variety of roses. Like I said, you can look at a photo of a rose. Same concept, same technique. Keep it dark on the inside. You got your dark, then you got your medium, and then you got your highlights somewhere. Okay, highlights coming from this side on this one. This one's pretty much spot on, or whatnot. If I wanted it to have the same type of look, then I would highlight, obviously, the right side a little more. Okay, but still, overall, it's still kind of highlighted more on the right side. These are darker, those are lighter. And look where the lightness is. It's over here on the right-hand side. And so are the highlights on the petals there. Okay, and leaves, they're highlighted on the right, not on the left. Okay, all right, I'm done. You guys, be good. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.